Good morning on the second day of October. I'm Nikki Stanzione.
And I'm Kristen Van Dyke.
And this is New Mexico Style. I am looking forward to today's show.
I know, what's going on?
Yes.
It's going to be a fun one.
It is. It'll be informative. We'll get some good financial advice, but I love when we have fashion and music too. And on a Tuesday, it really brightens up the day.
It really does.
We always need that on a Tuesday, don't we? Now, one lucky New Mexican is very happy on this Tuesday. This New Mexican is a millionaire. They just don't know it yet.
That's right. A $1 million Powerball ticket sold by the New Mexico Lottery is floating out there somewhere. And these are the winning numbers from Saturday's drawing match, which the white ball numbers of 14, 18, 28, 29, and 57. So they're on the screen right there.
Okay, I play 3 of those numbers every time I play, just for the record. Not that it matters. 3 out of 5 still wouldn't get me. But in the meantime, the lottery recommends that the ticket holder actually sign the ticket immediately, because that $1 million prize must be claimed in person at lottery headquarters in Albuquerque. This happens to be the 7th New Mexico lottery ticket to win a prize of $1 million or more this year. So, you know, when people say, oh, yeah, your shot to win the lottery is so impossible, you know, not necessarily.
If you can't win if you don't play. So you got to
Exactly.
try it at least. And we've had 7 big winners this year.
It's huge.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, but you have to keep in mind, when you win that kind of money, you really have to set aside the money for the taxes, because they get you there. I'm sure Skip would agree. That's where things get a little shady.
That's so true.
Well, let's check in with our maybe potential future lottery winner, KRQE News 13 anchor Elizabeth Alvarez. Do you play the lottery?
No, I'm not a big lottery player, honestly. I should, though.
Right?
I mean, the fact that 7 people have won in New Mexico, that's pretty good, I think.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah. Something to consider, I guess, ladies.
Definitely.
All right, good morning to you, and good morning to you at home. We begin this morning talking about how today state lawmakers and the Public Safety Union will talk about how to keep cops and firefighters from walking out because of proposed benefit cuts. The Public Employee Retirement Fund, or PARA, is nearly $5 billion in the red. Leaders are now trying to come up with a plan to keep public safety, including cops, from bailing all at once and cashing in on their current retirement plans. The plan includes cutting the cost of living increase from retirees from 3 to 2%, and also it includes raising the retirement age. We'll keep you posted on what happens. The president at New Mexico State University is out. Yesterday, the Board of Regents unanimously approved a separation agreement with Barbara Couture. She will be on leave until the end of the year and will receive a $450,000 payout. Vice President Wendy Wilkins will be in charge until the Regents pick an interim president. Regents would not say why Couture is leaving, except that the decision was mutual. We do know that Couture has recently been criticized for the Aggie athletic teams being left out without a conference and over problems with a nursing program. To some political news now. It looks like Martin Heinrich has a double-digit lead over Heather Wilson in the race for the U.S. Senate. The latest Rasmussen poll that came out yesterday shows that Heinrich is actually up by 13 points. Now, if you'll recall, last month the Republican Senate Campaign Committee pulled hundreds of thousands of dollars it had set aside for Heather Wilson ads. It is now sending that money to more competitive races. A restaurant in downtown Albuquerque has a lot of work to do this morning, and it is not in the kitchen. Listen to this. Tucanos has to take down these signs it put up all around the city. Now, these are actual advertisements that look like campaign ads. They try to get a little creative with the upcoming November election coming up. So the city says that it is not the signs and what they actually say that are the problem. What's the problem is where the signs were put.
It does appear that there are some signs that have been placed within the right-of-way, and not on private property, which is a requirement of the code.
So Tucano's general manager says the signs will be taken down by this morning. A bait car set up by police in one Albuquerque neighborhood to try and curb car thefts is apparently working. APD says a man recently stole the car from a South Valley neighborhood. Police tried to stop him, but the guy ditched the car and took off on foot. Now, they eventually found the suspect hiding out in a yard nearby. And that wraps it up for your Tuesday morning headlines. Be sure to catch Matt, Kristen, and myself every weekday morning on KRQE News 13 beginning at 4:30 a.m. Ladies, going to send it back to you.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Enjoy your Tuesday.
Thank you. You have a terrific Tuesday, too.
Okay, so now let's get to this. This is kind of the big news around Hollywood and really all across the nation today. Family Guy creator Seth MacFarlane has been tapped to host the Academy Awards.
That's right. McFarlane is the creative force behind the hit comedies American Dad and Hot in Cleveland, and is coming off the smash success of his feature film directing debut Ted, one of the highest grossing films of the year.
Yes, the 85th Academy Awards will be broadcast on ABC Sunday, February 24th. And you may remember that he had a little funny moment the other night at the Emmy Awards where he went to the wrong microphone, so he couldn't be heard. There was no audio, and he's talking, and then he realized he was at the wrong mic, so then he sauntered over to the next one. And he's like, oh yeah, okay, I guess this sounds a little bit better. And it was funny, and he handled, and that's something, we know about this, live TV, you don't get a second shot, and sometimes you mess up, but he handled it really well.
He did. That would be interesting. And Family Guy too. We didn't mention that.
That's right.
So funny. So I bet
funny.
I bet it'll be good.
Yeah, and he's done SNL too, so he's proven that he can handle the live TV thing, and and he's very animated. Now, if you're booking holiday travel, I know it sounds like it's so far off, but believe me, you want to listen up. Starting November 6th, Spirit Airlines will begin charging passengers $100 for carry-on bags. Yes, I did say that. $100 for carry-ons. Spirit flies to more than 50 destinations in the United States, Latin America, and the Caribbean. And although the airline doesn't fly into Albuquerque, it could be a connection option.
Right. So yeah, $100.
Gosh.
Yeah, that's a ton of money.
We don't spend enough?
No. So this is the deal, though. So as long as you don't procrastinate, you're not going to have to pay that $100 fee. Officials there say they give passengers plenty of opportunities to avoid the fee as long as they pay the baggage fees in advance while making online reservations or while checking in online or even at the airport ticket counter. They just keep going up with each step. It goes higher and higher and higher. But if you go to the gate, you better be able to pay about $100. And what I think is really interesting about this is that, so there's only Alliance and Spirit. They're the only ones. They charge you for carry-on bags.
They charge for carry-on too?
So if you have a carry-on bag, get this, your carry-on bag, it costs more to carry it on. It's $35 if you pay right up front. That's the lowest it's going to be.
This is unacceptable.
Versus if you want to check your bag, it's only $30.
Wow.
So it costs less to check your bag than it does to carry your bag.
Well,
it makes no sense to
it
me.
makes no sense. And I often carry on because I carry on anyway, but no, I carry on my bags because I think it's easier, not only because it's cheaper and you save money from checking, but you don't have to deal with the whole waiting at the carousel thing. Once you land, you go and you're out. But now what you're saying is that not only will you be paying more, but you also have to deal with the hassle. This is just out of control. I'm sorry. I travel a lot.
Tacking on feet. I don't know. Have you ever flown Spirit?
No.
Oh, it's like
maybe
you
I
pay
won't.
for your seat cushion, then you pay for
fuel. You pay for blankets on everything now. Blankets, food.
Your actual seat. You have to pay for your seat. Though.
Well, I paid $7.99 on United just to watch the TV screen. It used to be free for the headphones. Now it's $7.99 to watch. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. It's so hard to travel. But if you do everything in advance, I think the lesson to be learned from all of our banter is do it in advance, think ahead. Sometimes you wait till the last minute even to pack and you don't think you'll need a carry-on or you don't think you'll need a check-in, but you do. So just plan ahead. That's the best thing. And when we think about planning ahead, we have to think a little bit about those holidays. And if you need to make some Christmas cash or you are planning a trip on Spirit Airlines, Macy's plans to hire 80,000 workers for the holidays. That's a lot of people. More than 2,300 of those new hires will actually be in the New Mexico and Arizona districts.
Yeah, this is really good news. The department store chain says the extra workers are needed for sales, store operations, and call centers, as well as shipping centers for online orders.
See, I love to hear that. And don't forget, Toys R Us and Kohl's are also hiring seasonal workers. So start, again, thinking ahead. Think, if you need an extra job for the holidays, they're hiring.
Right, and they're hiring a little bit extra this year. And I think because they say sales are going to be up about 4% compared to last year. So it's always good news to hear there will be a little extra spending. That means a few more jobs, and it's always better for the economy.
It sounds like maybe things are finally getting a little better. We'll know soon enough. And October, where we are right now, you don't have to think too far ahead for that one, is Career Services Month at National American University. And 3 workshops are actually scheduled over the next 3 weeks to assist people with their job search techniques that are needed really in today's competitive job market.
Right, and the first workshop is tonight from 5 to 6 at the Albuquerque campus, 4775 Indian School Road Northeast. And the topic tonight is effective job search.
That's good. And then the next 2 workshops will actually address resume writing. That's a big thing, as well as the job interviewing skills. And those 2 things will be covered. And for all those details, you can just call NAU's Learning Services Advisor. His name is Frank Borja. You can call 505-348 3712, 348-3712, and hopefully that'll help you out, because these workshops really do help people get ahead, and it is such a competitive environment.
It's so competitive. You need to put your best foot forward, and that's going to be really beneficial to a lot of people, I think.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people realize how important that resume really is, and especially now with the internet. You know, those resumes, sometimes you don't even know they're out there, so you never know who's seeing it, and that could really help you out a lot. So it's a big thing. Now, something I know we'll be seeing are the special shapes at Balloon Fiesta. They are no doubt the main attraction of Balloon Fiesta, and this year, in addition to flying fish and cows and Darth Vader, a rock and roll legend will make an appearance.
Oh, that's right. News 13's Jessica Gadate has a sneak peek.
Higher, higher, it's burning through to my soul.
And high up, you'll be able to see the balloon called Aaron, as in Elvis Aaron Presley. He's expected to be a crowd favorite.
It's just unusual, and I guess you can, there's a lot of people that still associate with Elvis Presley. I think he's still one of the most money-making deceased celebrities we've got, and there's still a lot of Elvis fans out here, so I think he'll do well.
You'll also get to see a lot of other balloons for the first time. Simba from The Lion King is here from Belgium. There's a fireman and Squirt the fire hydrant. Redbird flew in from Brazil. Sam the Funny Fant will dance in the sky, while Cosmo is used to floating in space. Shining Star from Spain is more than a special shaped balloon. It has a custom-made basket that allows people in wheelchairs to experience a hot air balloon ride. And a balloon you'll want to eat, the chocolate ice cream cone from Kentucky.
We've got 102 special shapes signed up this year, and a lot of the popular favorites are coming back.
Like last year's star Spider Pig, the 86-foot-tall Darth Vader is back, along with his ominous sound effects and stormtrooper guards. And don't forget the bees, they're always also a crowd pleaser. Making these giant creations that can stand more than 100 feet tall isn't easy.
They've got like a miniature assembly line when they're building their regular shaped balloons, but when they're building a shaped balloon, they basically have to stop what they're doing, and because it takes up just about everybody's work time and work space to build these shaped balloons.
And they're not cheap.
It's a lot of work. My Shamrock balloon, which I purchased brand new, and I paid about $80,000 just for the envelope, and comparing that to a regular balloon, you're looking it's about 4 times more the cost.
The special shape rodeo started in 1989. Thursday and Friday of Balloon Fiesta is reserved for special shape balloons, but a lot of them fly almost every day.
The shape days are probably 2 of our most popular days.
It looks like so much fun, and you know, I have to remind you that a couple other favorites will not be here this year. That includes Sunny Boy and Chicky Boom. You know Chicky Boom, the famous Carmen Miranda balloon, which was one of actually the first special shapes at Fiesta. That was first coming back here in 1982. So no Chicky Boom this time around, but we got a little Elvis Presley instead. So
And Simba. I think that's gonna be cool. And
Yeah,
Cosmo.
Cosmo
might be my favorite.
I like that one too. I'm excited. It's going to be so much fun. I just can't believe it's only a couple days away. And you know, when we think about Balloon Fiesta, there are certain names that always come to mind. Absolutely, right?
Of course.
And so today we want to talk about this because a tribute to Richard Abruzzo and Carol Reimer Davis, the 2 famous balloonists who died in the crash 2 years ago, will open today.
Yeah, the tribute area will connect Balloon Fiesta Park with the Anderson Abruzzo International Balloon Fiesta Museum. Nancy Abruzzo, Richard's wife, got the idea for the tribute area last year.
I've been really excited to have a project and a place to put my pain, and that's with a place that Richard loved and we adored and is a true gem in this city, the Balloon Museum and the Fiesta Park.
It's really a special thing that they're doing that. Nancy Abruzzo herself will be at the park for the dedication later today, so you'll have a chance to say hello to her. And I know, you know, you can't forget everything that he did in the ballooning world, and I'm so glad they're paying tribute to him today. I think it's so special.
Absolutely, and of course, as we get closer to Balloon Fiesta time, everybody's wondering what the weather is going to do.
That's the biggie. That's the biggie. And even today for the tribute, what are we looking at?
We're going to be looking at really nice weather for today,
Okay,
but
good.
it could get a little tricky going into next week. Here's where we are right now.